Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. We've got a battle today on the Mountain Pass map, and we've got the 808 from Clan. He's in the Waffenträger of Panzer IV. It's a tier 10 to tier 9 match, so he's bottom tier in that sense, but we'll show you how he can basically work this. He's saluting right now, same as skill, so it's a nice touch there. Look at that gun. It's a very long gun, which sort of implies the accuracy of the gun as well. Now, okay, this position, yes, catch tanks crossing, he's just a bit slow in reacting there, so missed that target. That's just one of the issues with the long guns, so the Guerrilla 15 is quite similar. The movement of the gun and the aiming is a bit slow. Not from the aim time, but just the general pointing of the gun. So just be aware of that and try and get set up early in terms of where you're trying to fire. So just scanning the crossing area, but I think he might be too late in that sense. He's just adjusting his position here. He's using the rock for cover, so you can move in and out sideways. And here we go, standard B's coming up. Manages to put a round right through the turret. And it's using standard rounds. He's using the big gun, I think, so yeah, the 12.8 centimeter. It's quite an effective gun. Standard B is backed off and he didn't get lit, which is good, so no trouble from Arty. There are 3 Arties on each side and this would be a pretty open position. Just waiting for that standard B to try and pop up, but looks like nothing's happening there, so it's going to change its position again. So I've said before, if you're not getting any results in your position, then think about relocating to a place where the team needs you. So it's just coming up here. Nothing seems to have been spotted down the bridge. There's been tanks sitting here watching, nothing's been spotted, so the potential that he can then fire down on the enemy tanks that are pushing up the ice road. He's just being a bit cautious here. Backing into the position so that you can basically exit quickly, but the pattern seems to have decided, right, well that's something he wants to do and is getting in the way. Pattern puts a shot in, now he's been lit. Now clearly it wasn't lit by the tanks on the ice road, in fact it was lit by that TVP. So he takes a couple of hits, does get a hit in and a kill on the T30, but he does take some damage there, so the payoff wasn't quite what I thought. Throws a quick shot in on the object and Progetto, but that didn't seem to connect, unless you got some spotting damage out of that. So, not a great trade-off, but nonetheless it did expose some enemy positions. There weren't any sightings there, but potentially because they were spotted on the bridge, those tanks moved across to try and take advantage of that. Now, but because of the ice road pressure, which you only managed to get 1 kill on, there's plenty of tanks coming up the ice road and therefore overwhelming his team on that side. So he's taking up a position here, and as you can see, knocking down trees to provide more cover. And if you're not aware of why that is, a standing tree by itself provides about 30% of the cover of a bush. But once the tree's knocked down, it's equivalent to what a bush might be. So this is something you can do to create a defensive position. You can see here he's just lining up the enemy there. It's T30 coming around. And he just wants to get the outline and not see the tank. That will mean he doesn't get spotted when he fires. So he's just looking for a lower plate there, not a problem. Goes right through. He has switched to premium rounds here, and I think that's probably not a bad idea. Certainly the T95 coming there. Very strong frontal armour. You don't want to muck around there. And he's just checking his outlines there, and it gets another hit into the T30. Takes him down to 7 hit points. It's a bit unlucky on the roll there. And And he's got low plate of the T95, again no problem going through. And T95 has also gone up on the ramp slightly, which doesn't help him, certainly exposes him more. He's got a standard B, one he hit before, managed to get the kill. So that takes him up to 2 kills now, and he's ticked over 3,000 damage. And there's another kill, that's the T30, that's the 70 points left, so it doesn't advance his damage a great deal, but it does take another gun out of the game, and they're now pretty even, both on kills and hit points. And he got lit on that occasion. Now the enemy's quite close, so the push is not giving a great deal of advantage, but now they've basically reduced that enemy push on that side down to 1 tank, and it's just coming in here to try and get a bit more damage. E75 takes out the pattern, but he gets a nice big hit on the E75 and really reload in time to get another hit. Yes, he does, and he gets the kill, so that takes him to 4 kills, and he's closing in on 5k of damage. So his contribution to the game, quite obvious here. Definitely helped with the defense there. And he's calling the team basically to come back to base to assist. So the TVP is basically pushed up without support, and he may well pay the price on that. We'll just have to keep an eye on the mini-map there, and he's asked the Progetto to try and return. And there's a 30B coming up, gets a nice hit on there, a bit of a low roll there, but nonetheless gets the desired effect. Now in this position, given there's still 3 arty in the game, the right move is exactly what he did, which is to drive back and down the slope. That means the arty have a lot harder time to aim in, but it looks like the Leopard took an arty hit. And the Progetto is moving up to try and get rid of that 30B, but he's taking hits. Manages to get the kill, but lost a fair bit of health himself, and in fact, yeah, got hits from the arty as well. So it's taken him down to less than half health, which is not good. So although got a numeric advantage, they're well down on health, and in fact the TVP has gone down as well. So now, interestingly enough, one of the arties has been spotted, and the Leopard one looks like he's going down there to hunt that arty. And the standard B is coming around the corner, and he's having a go at the Progetto 65. So again, they've got a slight numeric advantage, but in reality they're about half the health of the enemy team, so quite a disadvantage there. It looks like the Leopard's turned around and he's going after the TVP. Not necessarily a great idea, and in fact he pays the price for that. So it's now taking them down numerically as well. So just needs to be patient. It's really 1 arty and 3 tank destroyers defending against 3 tanks and 2 arty. So generally this would not be a good outcome, but let's just again see how 808 handles this. I'll just speed it up a tad until we get a bit of enemy contact. Well, that was enemy contact. That was arty doing blind shooting and managed to do some damage. So that puts him in a bit of a disadvantage here. He's lost his gunner, which is not good, and his consumables are on cooldown. But initially he comes back to the same spot. Now there you go. Just backed away just in time. Second arty fired on the same spot. Progetto has moved up and taken out their arty, sitting there on the breach line, which yeah, probably not a wise move in the end. But it looks like he'll get a shot in on that Progetto before he comes around the corner. Yeah, the arty doesn't know where he's at. They're just blind firing different positions, different bushes. Okay, so he's got a spot there. Manages to get a big hit on the Progetto. Should have been lit there. Yes, he is. So just again going down the slope here, getting into the shadow of the hill so that the arty can't hit him. And just manoeuvring up here to see what he can do, but now he's noticed the TVP's coming around the corner. His two other TDs are in the bushes there, and they've taken out that TVP, but they were spotted at the same time. So now, yeah, the push is on, the enemy tanks come around the corner, and 808 needs to get into a position where he can basically put some hits on them without losing his own health. T30 is doing well, he's down to pretty low health, but he's managed to get rid of the tanks, and look at this, just getting right over without actually falling down the hill, puts a nice big hit on the standard B. The T30 might get a hit on him. Yes, he does. T30 takes out the standard B. So that's a big turnaround there. So although they're low health, basically, in fact, this T30 gets another hit from the arty. It's really now 2 tank destroyers versus 2 arties, so the result has now changed completely. And they're on the hunt for the arty. So the main thing here is to stay unspotted and to get to the enemy cap. There's 3 minutes to go. They really need to be motoring on. So going over the bridge, probably the straightest way, which is good. The other good thing about crossing on the bridge, it does give you some visibility across the riverbed there, so you can see whether there are tanks on the ice road and in the middle. Whereas if you go down into the bowl on the other side, you miss that opportunity to scout. And in fact, look, there he is. We've seen the one of the 2 arty. He fires but misses, and he gets the kill. And he needs to move quickly just to make sure that he's not under threat. This is looking like a win. 6.8k of damage he's done. This is pretty amazing. And the T30's backing him up, which is good. There's the 2-minute warning. And we'll just speed up again, get him to base. Right, now it's gone down to 1:30, so it's too slow for one tank to cap. We both need to get on. It takes 1:40 to capture. So he's just sitting inside, and he needs that T30 to get there. T30's not that fast, but he's getting there. So they won't have a problem. Depends on what happens with this FV and where he is. So they suspect he's on top of the hill, which is probably quite the right thing. Any other places on the back of the hills behind. He probably would have been spotted by now if he was there. So I think he'll probably just make a quick rush. And in fact, there he is coming up. Gets to the top of the thing, manages to get the kill. No reset. That is the game. Anyway, great result there. 7.2k of damage. That's his 6th kill for the Top Gun. Let's go and look at the results. So that was another Ace Tanker Mastery game there from 808. Picked up the Top Gun for 6 kills, high caliber award, most damage, getting 7.2k of nearly 7.3 of his own damage and a small amount of assist damage. He also picked up the Pascucci's medal for killing 2 arties. Pretty rare for a tank destroyer, I would have thought. It's overall 1398 base experience. Good result there, almost double what the next player did, but that T30 there really helped out at the end. And on the other side, there was a big spread of damage there, so they all contributed. But yeah, in the end, their tactics didn't work out. So let's have a look at the detail report. So 17 shots fired, 16 hits, and 15 of those penetrated. Gave his damage total. Overall, he picked up, after expenses, 1,700 credits. But that's a tier 9 game, and you don't necessarily make a lot of credits in tier 9. Right, great result there from 808. Thanks again for another great replay, and look forward to more in the future.